Hey guys, welcome back to Dion's Gaming Channel. I am Chaotic Dion here. Final hit content in the forum, and the video is the druid healing. Hate those cars. Um, I know, right? So I made this video for people who ask me questions about my build, about healings, and how do I heal in this game, plus what equipment I'm using. So I'm definitely going to cover my equipments. I'm going to cover my gear, my ability, of how I healed. I'm going to cover some examples of it in here on this island, and some of them on the videos that has been recorded. So let's start. You may have, and I actually did this like 8 times doing this, and this is not a mistake. I'm gonna do it again. God damn it. There you go. You may have seen my core run. You may have seen my battle versus 3 versus 6 players. You may have seen Hellgate, or you may have gone to Captain Russia's channel, down to the Speak Clearing of Nature, and have seen this video. And you may have probably wonder what build I'm using, which the answer is right here. You can actually scroll down and you can literally easily see it, but I'm actually going to cover it here anyway. So let's go back to the video of the game. Okay, let's start with the equipment real quickly, real fast. PvE wise, we use the Guardian Helmet, we use the Master Druid Robe, we use the Cultist Sandal, we use the Mist Collar, and the Druid Staff for weapon. So these is my gear for PvE. I do use T6 Poison. I prefer T4 or T4.1 for newbies starting, because they're expensive now. They're not 3,000, they are between 7,000 to 8,000 silver. We use Omelette for the cooldowns. We use Limhers for the cape, for the mana. And the reason why is because sometimes it's really hard for newbies to micromanage their mana. But either way, the E and with W, it costs so much. So as you see, it costs 70 with 46. So I'm still going to be needing the Limhers, even if you are perfect at macro managing your mana with the Rejuvenation, which we'll talk about it later. For my PvP, I have not used the easy combo Cleric Robe and Guardian Helmet. Even PvPers, there are DPS uses this easy combo. I actually, for PvP, would prefer either. I still would like to use the Druid Robe. It has saved me a bunch of time, but I actually preferred using the Fiend Robe, and we'll talk about that later why. I also use the Mace Sandal, something very quickly, cheap run, because I like to run from my opponent when I'm being focused and then come back to position very quickly. However, there are some heroes out there who wants to use Giant for soldier boots. Since this is my guide and you guys may be interested in my heals and how I do things and how successful I become at it, then we're going to talk about my shit. So Mace Sandal for PvP, very cheap as hell. PvE, we're going to be using the Cultist Sandal. So let's start with the ability on the Druid Staff. You've probably already heard, and you might want to skip these already if you already know the ability. Rejuvenation, you get to heal an ally, specifically this weapon, 19 per second for 8 seconds. This effect can be stacked up to 3 times if reapplied on the maximum stack. All stack are consumed and you receive 27 energy. 1, 2, 3. One more. Here's your energy regained back because of you applying one more Q on a max stacked. Second one we'd use is Protect of Nature. If you're not using Protect of Nature, you can shut down this video. Goodbye. No? Okay. Then you'll be using Protect of Nature. This is your like bread and butter with almost all of your abilities. Potential Nation cast on an ally and increases resistance by 75 and increases healing received by 50%. Though I had huge debate on this for random dungeon, let me tell you that many of my men would have died if I didn't have Protective Nature, and you'll see later why. The third ability is Spiritual Seed. Cast on an ally after 3 seconds, it's a delay. The ally will be healed for 511. So, I will teach you how to actually cast this efficiently later on. The passive I've used is just in case in trouble. I like to use Calmness. However, in some of the runs that I've done that I felt that I have no need to use Calmness because it's every 5 active spells your resistance are increased by 75, I sometimes actually use the energetic passive, which is every normal attack you restore 5 energy. And if I can just click this for a second and just smack this and see that 5 energy pop up, well, basically sometimes you may have your energy potion and your cloak on cooldown, which activates when your spells when you cast a spell and your energy drops below 40%. Restore 8% energy per second for 10 seconds, and majority of the time, even though I'm casting a lot of things, I'll be in full mana. So the reason why I like using this is because sometimes I do run out of energy, and sometimes, you know, as a healer, I'm always never stationed, but with a easy EW combo, Spiritual Seed, and a Protective Nature, the tank is up. He has 75 resistance, which people don't get that for some reason. You're getting hit less. Technically, that's a heal because you're technically getting hit less. So it's 75% resistant and increase the healing by received by 50%. The tank can't tank for like a couple of seconds more, and then I just hitting for like about maybe 5 or 6 seconds. So that's 5 or 6 seconds. Sometimes the tank is so good that you're hitting for a long time, like 10 to 12 hits before you start healing again, which is that much for like 50 and up energy regained, which is good. So let me put it back to Calmness. I do not use hit and run, and I do not use adrenaline driven charity, though it would be really nice. This is so micromanaging, and I hate doing a huge amount of macromanaging already. Sorry about that. Huge amount of macromanaging, which I already am using with Q stacks, healing everybody up to like 3 stacks. Sometimes 2 people I hit up to 2 stacks, then I 1 stack more before they're about to go down. Before the applied stack is about to go down. So that way there could be a 3 stack, then I have to do another one so I can actually gain all my energy back. This is just too much micromanaging. This is why the reason why I tell you to get a limb hers and get an energy. I do this kind of thing, but that's the reason I don't want to add another one to the list. So adrenaline driven charity. Every 4 active spells, your heal becomes 20% stronger and the buff lasts for 3 seconds. Well, let me tell you something. If you actually put this on, you will have to time it in a way that you use your Q for 1 spell, your Q for the 2nd spell, then use your E because it's going to be delayed to 3 seconds, and then you use your W to maximize that heal. It'll be, I think, at 1,300. So let's do it. Your E, W, W, E, and there we go. Now we have it at 1,616. For that 3 seconds only that you'll be able to get that buff. And then every time you do kind of stuff like this, as you see, we only do 2, you always have to be managing it, because if you heal somebody like this, you now have to look, oh, I already used it, so I have to reapply the stack on a different, and sometimes you'll be on number 2, and then you'll be like, oh shoot, which number I am, oh, I'm on number 2, or maybe I'm number 3, and you use it right now and they won't go off. See, it's already gone. And I only heal myself with 775, which is the normal one. And if you heal it with the stacks, 1, 2, and I'm gonna use the E first, and then Q, E, Q. It'll be 877. It's good. I don't want to have that in my head. It's too much. So I'm going back to Calmness. Helmet, Sacrifice. Restore 25% of the total health of an ally. Reduces your own health by 50% of total health and can also be cast on yourself. Now, if you're below 50% and you cast it on yourself, you will not die. They have fixed that. Before you could, now you can't. However, if you cast it on somebody else and you have less than 50%, you will die. Even if you're in a blue zone, it does not knock you down. You will die. And when you die, you're going to lose everything that you have on you. It's full loot. So, let's go with a warning of this freaking ability. One, on a tank, we try as much, on anybody actually, we try as much not to do it without the W, without protective nature. I always have used it without protective nature. When I could not use it without protective nature, I would try my best to have something else on that person and then use it. Like if I'm using obsessive burst, I use it with a D. If I can't, it's better to keep the person alive than dying, so I will use it without protective nature. But I preferred at most to use it with protective nature. These heals without protective nature is like kind of sucky, to be honest with you. You saw the E 775, right? Do it with protective nature and you get 1,100, I think. 1,162. That's actually a lot more. Same thing with you do the D, and then technically if you do it the D, you're gonna get hit for 602 on a 2,663 HP. Is based on 50%. Do the math. So I'm gonna do it without it. I'm gonna get healed for 1,000, which is 25% of 2,663, and I take 602 damage. If I use it on somebody else, it's gonna heal for 25%, and I'm gonna take 602 damage. Now, the 50%, which is 602 damage, please be advised that it actually goes by, I think it is the ability power and the healing cast. It's one of those two that will be going up the damage, which if I were to use it without it, by the way, actually I should do that. I'm probably gonna skip it to get to this. I'm gonna use it on the chest. The D on. Sorry, I'm gonna use the helmet. 1,929. So 299. 299, and it's not just the damage. What should it call? The 50%, which is the health. It's also the amount. Let me see if I can actually grab. Actually, this is perfect. That's 40%, I think. This is actually higher. So let me use chess and switch. Reduce the cast. There you go. I should have done it with this one. So it was 602. Now I'm gonna reduce the. Let's see, it's almost done. Sacrifice. Alright, there it is. Back up. I'm gonna use it with 40% instead. It's much better. 573 instead of 602. Not a lot, only 30, but basically I want to show you that it does increase with the either damage or healing power. So the reason why I'm saying this is that if you use obsessive burst and you use the sacrifice, it's going to deal you for a lot of damage. So you may have calculated, okay, maybe around 2 bars is okay while healing your tank, and then you're like, obsessive burst, stack up to 8, ready, do W, D on the tank, and then you died. And then you're like, what happened? I had this perfectly calculated. I mean, technically didn't. The obsessive burst does actually increase the damage that you receive on that, and I'm actually going to be using that right now. So let's actually pop this. There it is. Alright, let me take this away. And we're going to now. So 829. Oh God. So from 602, about 200 more damage it has been increased. So if using that and you think you're only gonna get 600, you're like 700 left HP, and you use it's 800. You die. There you go. You lost all your gear. Wow, that sucks. So basically, be very careful when you're using obsessive burst with the sacrifice. In all general, be very careful when you're using sacrifice, especially if there's anything else that increases your damage or heal. Be very careful when using it. Alright, so now that we cover pretty much the helmet, obviously I don't need to cover the druid robe, right? Increase your damage and heal by 7% for 10 seconds. During this time, each time you activate an ability, this effect multiplies stack up to 8 times. This is beautiful. Let me show you what a Q with a W looks like. 88 W, 132 per second. Now let's try that with the R. Oops. Just a second up real quick. I can do it without the D or anything like that. I just want to do it with it. 2, 3, 181 per second. That's good heals per second, and that's just me as a healer. And basically, I could just give that to the tank, stack somebody else to like 3, give it to him, and maybe one more person, give it to up to 3. At the same time, like obviously, all your heal is gonna be much better. The E and W, the sacrifice, with the W as well, all that will heal for much more on the tank, and you can literally save them. From even being like 1 HP, could be like all the way up to 75 to 80% or maybe full health because of that. So let's actually go back to this because Omelet is being used. We just cover this one. We will cover how I heal in a second. I just gotta cover everything else. We have to cover the shoes. Rotting ground. So the cultist robe, cultist sandal, sorry, which is basically has the ability of rotting ground. What it does is, for the next 5 seconds, your movement is increased by 30%, and you leave a trail of rotten on the floor, and people who are stepping on it reduces the resistance by 44, and healing received by 20% for all enemies who touches the rotting ground. The effect lasts for 3 seconds after leaving the area. So, looks like this. Basically, you'll be reducing their resistance by 40%, 44, sorry, on this specific shoes, which is tier 6 something, with this high specs, and at the same time, you'll be reducing the heal by 20%. Now, I don't use it for the heal; I use it for the resistance because we try to increase the speed of our clear runs in our core runs. So as you see, if I sure that I don't forget to do this. Like I did this already like 5 times. If I go here, people asked what is my nature build. Some people may also ask, oh god, I didn't, well that was 3 weeks ago. Oops, you say this build works well for PvP. I choose different. Sorry. Why? I didn't even appear. God. No. Hold on, I'm done. Well, I'll have to find out why am I not getting notification. Guys, that's like 3 weeks ago. That sucks. Yikes. Anyway, starting at my run. Yikes. Starting at my run, you may see it right here. A druid healer never stops running. So with my rotting ground, watch it down here. It's about to come up very soon. Basically, it has a little purple that shows up. Tanks do not want to use this cultist sandal because they don't want to level up their cloth shoes, because then they have to level all the cloth shoes to get out 400. I would love to just use it for clearing, and then you can just level up your boots later on. But since tanks don't want to use them, I suggest a druid player to use it. You will increase the speed of your run. It's going to be much better. For example, in my core runs that I created for the purpose of getting everything maxed up, we did it from March 25 to April 9. We started, Darth Magus joined between the end of March, the end of March to the April, and basically we started doing more. Darth Magus is Captain Russian, by the way, if you didn't know that. As you see, if I scroll a little bit tiny back, Darth Magus as a DPS, if you look at it, the purple parts that you see right here, these are the rotting ground, and you can look at the top left and he's actually using it. After he uses it, I use it. However, I was hit with a AoE circle, and you'll see it in a minute. I hit with an AoE circle, which basically when he has it, I use it. I don't have it, then he uses it, and we go back and forward, and the speed run is increased. I mean, the speed run clear is decreased. So this is the reason why we use it. Tanks does not want to use it, so it's up to you to be the man to help everybody up by clearing it faster by using the rotting ground. That's the reason why I use the rotting ground. Obviously, if I am PvP, I use run, which I prefer to use. I prefer to use the giant soldier, but I rather use the run instead. Horn, simple, self-explanatory. Simple and self-explanatory. Cooldown reduction. That's the only reason. The more that you can cast your ability, the better. So if I don't have this, then I have to time this very differently. It takes a little bit longer. Some people might die because my obsessive bursts are not back. And basically, let me show you. We have this and we have the omelet. What happens when you use W and E at the same time? W, E, get that 162. Look at the W. So during this time I can use the W, but look at the E. I don't have it. That's bad. I'd rather have both of them active at the same time. So I look around. E, 1, 2, W. See that? Now watch. It was so perfectly timed. Look what happened with the E. Look what happened with the W. Protective Nature and Spiritual Seed. They are boom, boom, back online. You don't have to wait. You can use it again, and that's always good. If you're actually doing random dungeons, like hundreds of random dungeons, you'll know how much a tank can take. So you know when to actually use this 3 seconds ahead of time. So the tank is between 65 to 50%, and you know he's not going to be down during that time. You can use the E. It's about 3 seconds more. The tank will be maybe at 35%, and you use the W. Boom, he's back probably at full or maybe at 92% health, which is better to use. So in combo, I rather use the Spiritual Seeds. I like to count my seconds, and then I like to use W. That way, I can have them back again and again. Now, sometimes you may have found that the tank gets hit and gets destroyed somehow. So you saw that you're about to use the E and W, so this is what happens. E, 1, 2, 3, have it. I'm healing myself, right? And then the tank is about to, he got hit again. I look up here, I still have it. D, 1,513, and that's on me because I have 2,663 health. On a tank, it's obviously going to be higher health because he has more HP. So on him, it's going to be much higher. And basically, for example, as I'm showing you, instead of 1,000, it's 500 more for me. So a tank is obviously going to be more healed. So I always try to use it with the W. Without it, if you had to use it without it, it's sad. 2, you had no choice but to do it, which is better than leaving the tank dying. But if you have every chance to use it with Protective Nature, I would do so. So now I'm actually healing a player, and I see that the tank is being cocky and trust me, my tank now is super cocky. I'm talking about he'll get everything. He'll aggro 6 monster with the boss that's legendary Big Mama, and we'll down the whole freaking mobs, and then Big Mama later. Like as soon as we finish mob, we'll down her. So when that happens, I see that the oh shit button is needed, and this is my 2 oh shit buttons. First, I will actually use this. I don't have to use this until later. Starting to use this. Oh, he's about to throw a big mobs on himself. I start healing myself. Use the DF. Start healing and healing and healing. And then when he's about to go down, boom, that W. Look at the heals on that baby. 1,592 for that, and I keep healing. And then during that time, if I feel it before the W comes out, I go ahead and use sacrifice and keep him up. Now we're fighting. We're healing and stuff like that. The tank needs more heals. I do a W. Boom. Again, 1,162. I'm healing the tank. The tank is about to go down. Look at the W. I use the D with the W. More heal. I'm healing again and healing again. Oh shit. We need more heal. Guess what? Obsessive Burst is back because you have Omelet, because you have the Horn, which reduces the cooldown. Again, we start with the Obsessive Burst, building up stack, healing everybody. Get this guy to like 2 stack. Get everybody to 2 stack. Then like this. 1. Let me actually, sorry. Gotta use it. 1, 2. Then hit the other guy. 1, 2. Hit the other guy. 1, 2. Then go back to that first guy do you healing. 1. Now he's at 8 stack. The other guy 1. The other guy 1. So everybody's now at 3 stack, and they're actually getting here for 121. The tank, however, when you use the stack, use the E and the W, and the W is already hitting him for 182 per second. Plus, at the same time, he already get heals for 1,500 on just the E. Don't even have to worry about the D. The D is already up for you. In fact, in my runs, if I were able to show you my runs through voice channel, they freaking laugh about it, because I tell them I'm gonna give you the big D, which I bet you know what that is, which is a sacrifice, but I don't want to say the word. I want to say it quickly. I say I'm going to give you the big D, and the big D is given, and the big D just saved them. And I know exactly what you're thinking, and that's exactly what I'm trying to emphasize in here. So now that I covered the healing that I do with the spells you see in the W, here I'm going to give you one more why I use it this way. If you use it in PvP, by the way, which I should be covering PvP next. If you use in PvP and you dare use this W and then the E, guess what? Someone with Mage Cow is gonna purge the living crap out of your W, and now you're only gonna have like a little small amount of heal. The E is not purgeable, so he will not purge you when you're doing that. So cast your E, and they'll purge that person, and they don't know that. Boom, too late. You try to purge the E, it didn't work. Now I use the W. Boom, he still got the heal, and you wasted your purge. Looking at a player by actually clicking on them and then clicking inspect on themselves, you'll be able to see what type of gear they have real quickly from far away, and then adjust your strategy versus that type of player. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's everything from the heals. I don't think I need to actually spend anything else more for the heal. That should be covering everything. Alright, so let's jump to the PvP side. If you're using the cleric robe, there's obviously that little cute combo, which you can use. You can use the W. You can use the E, W, and the cleric robe to heal you massively. But if it's just you can just use the cleric robe, which you don't take damage. After you take damage, you don't take damage for a couple seconds, like 1 or 2 or 3. I think I like 2 or 3. And basically, you use the grave guard, which deals no damage to you, and now it heals you for running the freaking chest in the first place. You can't talk about that damn fucking chest. There it is. No, it's this one. There it is. This is the one that everybody likes using. Upon activation, if you take damage, the next 1.5, that's really low, but still, 1.5, you get an Everlasting Spirit Shield. This shield makes you invisible invincible. You can't die. And increase your damage and heal power by 30%. So let's say if I were to time it and I see no purge out there, then I would probably use the EW and declare Rook and the Graveguard. That's way too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wouldn't use it like that. I'm sorry. I would literally just use the Rook and the Graveguard. That's it. That's a combo that everybody uses. Even DPS players uses that combo a lot. A cheesy combo, but they use it a lot. For you, I really preferred the Fiend Robe. And the reason I prefer the Fiend Robe is because a fiendish 4-meter radius aura surrounds you for 4 seconds. Enemies entering it will run away in fear. Now, during a run that I actually started with the druid, we had a match where we were evenly. The other person who was healing was actually a holy healer. He was actually using Life Touch, which was tremendously funny because I thought Life Touch was only for PvE, but he was using Life Touch and not greater holy heals. And my guys was a rage anyway. So during that time, we were at a stale. They can't kill me. We can't kill him. So we said, do you want to leave? You know, truth, party, whatever. They agree with it, and they're like, okay, let's leave because we're not gonna be able to, like, I could just attack the player with this if I wanted to, and basically I get like full energy, and he wasn't even losing any energy as well. So we decided as truth, and then I left back, and then I said, we need to switch our build. You need to go with Demon Helm to silence the player for 5 seconds in a 2v2 Hellgate, and I need to go Fiend Rogue because I need to interrupt that player from being able to heal. Since the guy, the most majority are holy heal, I can literally just push them off with the fear, and they can't cast that 1 second heal. And if they try to use the AoE that pushes me off as well, they might get interrupted. And I mean, it'll push me off, but it'll get interrupted, and then he's fucking screwed because of that. So I decided I will go to the Fiend Robe and we'll combo it. Now, actually, the best way to show this, actually, let me show you the ability. It takes a second to cast, and then you just fear the player. Alright, so the best way to show this is by going back. I don't need this. I don't need this. I can use this. And I would say a 2v2 Hellgate would be really nice for this. Perfect. So this is only like 4 minutes. I know you probably don't want to watch it, but it's only 4 minutes. It shouldn't take you long. Let's go back out here. Alright. So during this time, I'm giving everybody the stacks. I lag. That's stupid. So they try to push me away, and here I use fear to get this guy off. He was going to cast something, so I get him feared, and basically everybody else could now focus the specific player once I get a player off. Let's actually go for the 2v2 because it's much easier to see. We want that fight, and then after that, we did a 2v2. So here it is. Very close attention. This is actually a 2 damager, no healer. So during that time, I told him, alright, you can focus on one of them, and when you use the Demon Helm, you're going to silent for 5 seconds so you can take that battle. Whoever uses the Demon Helm first basically has the biggest advantage in a DPS because the other person can't damage you bigly with abilities for 5 seconds. So again, during this time, I use fear and push the other guy back. Now I 1v1 fight with him without him getting big damage. And then I continue. Now here's something else that I actually do. You probably might not be able to see this. So right there, right. So how to actually capture this? I'm very sorry. Alright, during the fight, I think I already did it. I gave him. Oh god damn it! It's really hard to catch this. Alright, there it is. There you go. Much better. During the fight, during the stacks that I already did the E, the stack of the Q and the W, and as I'm moving forward, now he can't be burst. I mean, if you try to burst him, he's just gonna receive the E and heal up to it. He'll stay full health. He can now take him down. He can silence him if he wanted to. I didn't pay attention to the video like I was doing right now. And then I try to get the other guy away from him. So this guy's gonna go that way. And this guy's just gonna get wrecked. So there it is. The guy did a Q on him. No match for this DPS. So he goes to Frost. Nothing he can do now. He's pretty much dead. We go after the other guy. Obviously, we couldn't catch him because he was a bloodletter. He just started running around like real quick around the map. That was really stupid, such a thing. Alright. During another match, we had this was an equal match, and here's the mistake that I made. I brought resistant potions. And I always figured that there would be someone out there running a shield rope. And instead, he will not use horn. He uses a shield so he can get less damage, and maybe he has some other different type of abilities on himself. I didn't actually quite check them. I only checked the DPS because we were sure that we can actually win the fight. During that fight, I ran out of mana, and we had to back off. They couldn't kill us. That's the good news. But I had to back off. Now, this is the reason why I kept saying energy potion is actually better, and why limiters is best for like both DPS as well too, like the range DPS, like a crossbow or even a crossbow or a curse staff to keep that mana. The fight becomes into a mana problem. So look, let's start right here. So there it is. So watch how many times we almost down him, and we could have downed him if we do the the mana energy potion instead. So there it is. He's getting hit. I tried to push him off because we have to make sure that the healer uses his cleric robe and the Graveguard helm. He has to use those. Otherwise, he'll just use everything on him. On the other guy, he won't die. So we have to push him. He already silenced him during that time. He uses all his ability. We couldn't finish him during that time, so we have to start again. Again, he's trying to down me. As he downs him, I'm going back to full health. I don't have to worry about it. So I push him off with fear. Again, he's trying to keep focusing on the healer, trying to damage him down. And as you see, watch very carefully. I go back to health. The healer had to walk away. He almost downed him, had to walk away. He should have focused on the healer, should have chased him, but didn't. But he almost died because of that. He definitely did not do the E and W and something correctly, or he messed up on one of them. So he's back to full health again. I am fearing both of them because he got in trouble like by stacking up. This guy almost get finishing. Obviously, he pops his big kill on him again. So again, he's trying to focus me. I pop in my stuff as well. Now, during this time, you can make mistakes. You can sometimes use W and E at the same time because the battle is intense. In random dungeons, it's much easier. In PvP, there will be some mistake. The more you this was actually my second time doing Hellgate, so I have to adjust myself to everything, like all damages out there, to be able to see what can I survive and what can I can't survive. So during this time, he's trying to push me away. I'll go ahead and do Zephyr. Again, he almost got him down. Now we're running out of mana. This is the problem. This is when you need the energy. I didn't even use my resistance potion at all. So this is why I told him, let's run back. As you saw, he was really low. I used the W with this sacrifice. This is where it's important. See the W in the sacrifice right down here? Boom, boom. And then he's back to full health. Doesn't have to worry about it. A curse versus a curse. A curse doesn't have to burst. Like after you use the first burst, it can't burst you again. So you can literally run away. You can use W in the sacrifice and then run away. So we started running away and we got to like the end point where, you know, they just fucking gave up and we got our mana. During the end part, we almost got our mana back. Like my cape was about to come back up and we were ready to fight them again, but they left and we left, and then I decided to say GG on the battle. as I say here, good fight. I forgot to bring specific potions, the energy potions. Well done, had a lot of fun. Good sport, has it, haha, fun, and stuff like that. So then we have this one right here. And watch, this is the greater holy heal. As you see, he start using, I don't know why he used that. I guess that's maybe the one that we lose our buffs if we hit him, but that's fine, we don't need that. I already feared him, and he's down. One of the worst things that can ever happen to them is stacking up like that. You're just giving up the chance to just fear you both and take both damage, and you will not be able to like either heal your friend because of that, and you will not be able to like damage my friend. So we're in the best advantage. Fear. He does his cleric rogue ability, but too late. You're dead. Not enough to get that cast off. And again, we're fighting him. If he can't kill me, he can't kill him. So again, there was nothing he could have done. And that's how he loses. Oh man, I'm getting tired from talking. Go back here. Oh, one more. So let's skip all this right here because we have to get to the point where we're in trouble. You can watch this video, by the way. It's New Zone PvP Battle 3-man. Just go to my video and then you can watch that. Let's skip it to the part where it's delicious. I think it's around here. Alright, so maybe a little bit more backwards. God damn it. Alright, so a little bit more backwards. Apologies. Alright, my guys, we're literally almost dying. So they separated me and my guys because my guys didn't stick with me. I couldn't heal them. So I ran, used my run. This is what I'm talking about, why I like to use my run. I ran to get ahead of them. Because now they're trying to kill my guy. And I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to use fear. And I'm about to push them back where they came from. You shall not pass. Now they're on me. And we have a crossbow longbow with the stacked poison Q. We have a fire staff here. Retarded. And we have, I don't know, I think that's either a full staff or a greater holy heal. Whatever. There's about a couple DPS with a glaive, by the way, trying to take me down. Nope. Nice stun. Nice poison, by the way. Nice everything. Nice AoE. Nice all. Nice mobs on me. Nice. Okay, I'm out of here. This is too much. Woo. Goodbye, guys. You saw what it did? E and W. I used the D later because I wanted to see if it comes back during that time. Good wall. Good firewall. Good firewall. Trust me, that wouldn't even help with the firewall. You'll see why. So now we're running, and we actually come back to fight them at one point, by the way. We do come back to fight them. It's not enough. We had to. The healer is actually being protected very thoroughly by seeing these guys, the glaives and stuff like that. So we run away, and they can't kill him either. So there's nothing they can do. That's why he's talk shit, because there's nothing they can do to him. I mean, he just pretty much just get healed and heal. So during this time, I forgot that it was very close to the zone, and it's 20 seconds when you get into combat, so I decided to use the fear. But I forgot that the zone was right there, which I have 20 seconds into combat. Awesome firewall, by the way. That was a sarcasm. So I used fear just to like fear a couple of them, and then keep moving forward. Now watch here. I'm at low health, and I use my E and then W right away, because I'm like, shit, I need to use this quickly, and I need to run forward. I've not been PvP much, so my heart actually pounds really hard. Even though I tell it to calm down, it pounds really hard. So it's really hard to master this, but when you do, you'll be great. So now, and by the way, I didn't have the food bus here, which is hilarious. So now, they got me in zone. I have almost a couple seconds to be able to zone. All of them are on me now. Look at this, look at this. I use the D, and the E is about to come up on me. However, didn't need to use the E because I zone anyway. Now, because I zone anyway, the E doesn't procs. I can't get to the next zone in procs. But I will still be able to literally be at full health, and I got away. They could not kill me. All right, that should be good for that. Ooh, it's nighttime here. Beautiful. So again, I like to use mage sandals to just run, and I like to use defeat robe. Maybe I'll get nerfed one of these days. But I like to use defeat robe because I like to time it to the point where a player is coming. Maybe there is a choke or something like that, and I can push him to the right or anything like that. However, I like using it because as soon as I'm about to heal, I can just be like this, and they have to stay against the wall. And it's very good in PvP. So here's once again PvE. PvP. Not much changes, right? Just 2, or cleric rope if you want to go cleric rope. I don't use cleric rope. And that's pretty much the end of the video. I think I covered everything that you needed to know. If you guys had any questions, go ahead and comment below. And if for some reason I'm really sorry if I don't get to the comments, the notification is not popping up. This happens already 3 times. Like that guy that popped up freaking 3 weeks. I'm actually gonna link this video to him when I get the chance. So I really apologize if I don't shoot a conversation with me in private if I don't see your comment. That way I'll be able to get like a notification. I don't know why I didn't get it. I apologize for that. Again, if you had any questions, just comment below and I'll be able to help you guys. Take care, and I'm sorry this video was long.